Hi, second graders. This is Mrs. Mia. Today I'm going to read you the book Blue. It's a history of the color as deep as the sea and as wide as the sky. Blue by Nana Akua Brew Hammond. The color blue is all around us. Have you ever wondered where it comes from? It's in the sky, but you can't touch it. It's in the sea, but when you cup it, it disappears. You can crush iris petals for a brilliant shade, but just add water and away it fades. But when blue appears in the strangest places, discovered throughout history in unexpected ways. As early as 4,500 BC, diggers found blue rocks called lapis lazuli in mines deep below Afghanistan's Sari Sang Valley. Egyptians used rocks mostly to make jewelry. Some wore them as charms, believing they had the power to protect people from evil. But with time, they found new ways to use this underground find. Since it was a luxury in such a high demand, for centuries scientists, merchants, and dyers looked for more sources of blue. Then on the shores of the Mediterranean, Central America, Mexico, and Japan, dyers found blue in the belly of certain shellfish. A Phoenician myth says a dog discovered the color. Finding a snail on the beach, the pup ate it up. The snail turned the dog's tongue purple-blue, and from that moment, a new industry was born. Dyers had different ways of releasing color. In Mexico, they pressed the snail's foot. In the Middle East, they cracked its shell. Then they waited for the blue to appear. Depending on the snail, the color starts out like a milky white or brownish yellow. But once it's in the air and the sun, it quickly turns green, then reddish purple, and with more sunlight, blue. Perhaps because blue was the color of the heavens, yet so rare and hard to create on earth, people around the world considered the color holy. In an old Liberian folk tale, blue is explained as a gift that connects God to humans. In Italy, from the 13th century onward, some artists began reserving blue to paint the robes of Mary, the mother of Jesus. For years, snail blue was the most popular color, but all along there was another way to find blue in nature. In parts of Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean, and the Americas, a group of plants in the pea family grew. They were called Indigofera. People made clothing, makeup, and medicine with it. Indigo became so precious, people spent it like money. In parts of Africa, some merchants used strips of indigo cloth to buy people and sell them into slavery. In India and Bangladesh, some planters tricked or forced poor farmers to grow indigo plants instead of food. In the United States, some made the African captives they had enslaved farm indigo, calling the plant a cash crop because it brought in a lot of money. From the time blue was found, scientists worked hard to make a blue that wasn't so difficult or cruel to produce. In 1865, scientist Adolf von Baer began trying, and 40 years later, in 1905, he won the Nobel Prize for creating a chemical blue. Finally, everyone, not just the wealthy, could afford something blue, but it was always about more than having a blue outfit, piece of jewelry, or a work of art. Because of its scarcity, mystery, and holy associations, blue was more than a color. It was a feeling. We feel blue when we're sad, perhaps because the people who had to dig, grind, and grow passed down their painful memories of working the mines or of slavery on indigo plantations. Africans enslaved in America sang prayers that sounded like tears. The songs were called spirituals, and they inspired a style of music called the blues, originally known for its aching words and melodies. We feel excited when something happens out of the blue. Perhaps the color was once so rare, a discovery that seemed to appear out of thin air. And blue is still considered extraordinary, as it was once the color of royalty. This could be why, around the world, blue ribbons are pinned for first prize. Today, dyers still use indigo to make blankets and clothing, and some doctors still use it as a natural medicine. Maybe because blue is such a complicated history of pain, wealth, invention, and recovery, it's become a symbol of possibility, as vast and deep as the bluest sea, and as wide open as the high and as the bluest sky. It says, embark on a vibrant journey through the history of the color blue. Thanks for taking that journey with me. Bye.